Hello, I am Elijah Williams, a co-developer in the Glados system, and this is going to be a video on how to actually use the system. So, hopefully by now you have already seen the video to get it set up. Like I said, now that you have it set up, you no longer have to do it again. And so, we're going to start off from the home screen like so. So we have this nice little login screen. Here's where you will create an account or sign in with these. These have not been fully implemented yet, so for the most part, you'll be working with this. If you already have an account, you just click login, and it will take you here. I am going to show you though what happens when you create a new account. So, uh, this new account is going to be like so. And you give it password, then make sure you do the same password, and we are going to create account. And so it's going to load. And there we go. So this is pretty much the dashboard. This is pretty much where you'll be seeing a lot of your experiments and stuff. This image here is just hard coded. It's just not implemented yet. Some of the stuff is hard coded, but the functionality is all there. So first off, as you see right here, we have new experiment. This is where you will be actually setting up the values and whatnot. But we want to make sure our script is ready. So I'm going to head over here. I'm going to do add nums dot py. Make sure nothing changed. So this doesn't work right now. And you're probably wondering, well, why does it work? So here is a shebang, and that is kind of saying that this is an executable. However, that is a Linux thing. And something that's very interesting about Linux is the line endings. So if we come down here to CRLF, that is what we want to change. We don't want CRLF, we want LF. Nothing changes from here. So like there's no difference here. But when it comes to running it, you'll notice rather than failing, it generally succeeds. So now that that's fixed, we're going to continue experiment. This is going to be called, we are going to call this experiment for video. Description will be on YouTube. And so add nums takes two integers and a boolean. The boolean is more to determine whether you're going to add or subtract. It was also kind of used just more to test to make sure that boolean was working. So now that we have our parameters set up, if order does matter. So if it ends up, oh, you need actually integer boolean integer, you can actually do something like that. We can reorganize it. Verbose here, that just will create files that will have the like each individual parameter of the experiment on your local machine. This right here is the number of workers. We're keeping that at 1 because there's still issues with that. So now let's get into actually running the experiment. We are going to add in the values. A little bit about these values. Default is pretty much going to be the same for every permutation of the other variable. So let me just type this out here. 1. So let's say we're doing every permutation of x from 0 to 5 with a step of 1. For each experiment, then y as a parameter will always be 1. That is what it means to be default value. So if we were to go from 1 to 6 to 1 for y and go through every permutation, x will be 0. For the boolean, we're just going to rename it boo and give it a true value. We are going to hit next here. And so this gives you a idea as to what the payload will look like. And it's just to make sure that it looks correct. So our parameters, so we have x0051 integer, that is correct. Y 1161, also an integer, yes. Bool, which is true and is a boolean. We called it bool for short, good. And we have name, description, verbose, and workers. It all looks good. So we're going to hit next now. It's going to ask for us to upload a project executable. So we're going to hit that. Show all files. Add nums.py. Open that. And so now it is uploaded. We're going to click dispatch. And so it looks like nothing really happened. But if we actually go here, or if you have logs turned on for Docker, you can just look at the logs, but I'm going to look at the backend logs. So you can see things ran 100% one success rate, which is good. Let me do that. And so now if we refresh though, there's still a little bit issue of refreshing and stuff. There's this error that pops up. Do not worry, it doesn't mean anything. Now you can see experiment for video. This will be on YouTube. It was deployed then with a 100% success rate, and there's the fail rate. So that is GLaDOS, and that is how you run it. Each time you add a new experiment, it will pop up here. You will probably have to refresh, but now there's a lot of things that can occur from here, which may happen, may not. As of right now, this is a great system to run simple experiments locally. And so if you need to run a whole bunch of like computational models with a variety of parameters, GLaDOS will be able to help you achieve that. Also, if you go here, was that app, GLaDOS home, experiments, we're going to go to 2 because that was experiment 2, results, and then you can see your results here. Just so that you can actually use those values, here's where you would look. You can also check to see the experiment number right here. So this was experiment 2, and then that's folder 2. So that will conclude this video. Thank you again for using the GLaDOS system, and hopefully all is easier. It makes science easier for you all. Bye.